Hi students, so today we will be starting a new poem of English. The first poem, My Mother at 66. It is written by Kamla Das, right? So let's see what's the poem is all about, what's the theme. So this poem revolves around the theme of advancing age and the fear of loss and separation. The poet looks at her old and feeble mother, and the finality of death looms large on her mind. Looking at her old mother, she is pained and worried as she realizes that the mother may not live for too long. So, the poet is worried about her mother that she might not live longer and she have to leave her. So, this is the portrayal of a daughter's feelings and concern for her old mother. It's a confessional poem. Okay, and 66, the age of mother, it is an unpredictable age that anything can happen in this time period, right? Poet is sad and anxious at the thought of losing her mother. So let's read the poem first of all and then understand the meaning. Let's start. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn pale as late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. So you will see that the poem is written in the free verse. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. Now let's understand the meaning of the poem. So the poet Kamala Das is driving from her parents' home to the airport at Cochin. Her mother is sitting beside her and is dozing with her mouth open. Her mother is very old. She is inactive, cold, and lifeless at the age of 66. 66 is an unpredicted age. The poet feels the pain and the ache of losing her mother, that is, the fear of separation or death. The thought of her mother's impending death came to her mind, and the thought is coming to the poet's mind again and again. She realized that her mother might not live for too long since she had lost her brightness and looked pale and weak, because her mother looked pale and weak. Her mother is aging and nearing to death. The poet distracted herself from her mother to the window, the painful thought of the ultimate death. ठीक है, तो पोएट अपना डिस्ट्रैक्ट करती है माइंड एंड शी लुक्स आउटसाइड द विंडो. She did not look at her mother's old ashen face but looked out of the car window and saw the young trees and merry children. Okay, so the poet sees the merry children. The poet describes the young trees as sprinting to distract her mind. Secondly, she contrasts between the young trees and her mother. The poet is contrasting between her mother and the young trees. The young trees symbolize the freshness of life, while the old mother symbolizes passive life aging in death. Children are running out of their homes to enjoy themselves. They are young. On the contrary, the mother is inactive, cold, and lifeless at the age of 66. The joyful scene did not help her drive away the painful thought from her mind. After the airport security check, standing a few yards away from her mother, her gaze again to her mother's colorless, dull face. She had lost her brightness and looked pale and weak. The poet experienced the old familiar ache, that is, the childhood fear of losing her mother. So, the poet is feeling the same familiar pain. The thought of her impending death came to her mind again. The mother has been compared to the late winter's moon because she has lost her shining skin. Because the mother has lost her shining skin. skin and strength, and it is hazy and obscure like the winter moon. The poet emphasizes the colorless, lifeless, inactive, and cold life of her mother. To hide her feelings, she said, "See you soon, Amma." These parting words of the poet signify the parting on a positive note and the hope of meeting her mother again. So there's a hope. But indeed, it is a faint hope. She leaves a smiling face behind for her mother. But actually, she is hiding her pain, her guilt of leaving her mother. She cannot stay with her mother. Okay, so now let's have a look on the poetic devices. So the first one is simile, face ashen like that of a corpse and pale as a late winter's moon. Young trees sprinting, personification. Merry children spilling out is metaphor. Smile and smile and smile is repetition. Then tautology, I looked again at her worn pale. Irony, the green trees racing while the mother is like a corpse. And contrast, the words drive and doze provide a good contrast. Clear? So this was all about the poem. I hope you liked the video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.